here. I'm here. Would it?
Раз. Okay, dear colleagues, students, guests, let's start, yeah? You can take your seats. Okay. I can't see several people. So, okay, let's start, yeah? We are happy to see all of you here, and we are ready to start our section, Modern World Challenges. I believe that you will find this session's program to be unique and useful. And before we start working, I would like to introduce you our award panel. Fetisova Svetlana, a PhD in Philology Associate Professor. Me, Sivtseva Natalia, also a PhD in Philology Associate Professor. And today we are going, today we are going to discuss 17 reports. And I would like to remind you of the time limit. It's 5 minutes. Besides, we would like to warn you that reading the presentation is unacceptable, as the members of the award panel will evaluate the speaker's oral presentation skills, their understanding of the issues covered, compliance with the rules of academic etiquette, and technical competence, including usage of visuals. Okay, so let's start and let's welcome our first speaker. They are our students from China. Wu Zixuan, Miao Tsinhua, and Zhang Aozhan. They are
Hello,
going to.
Professor.
Yeah, can you
Hello.
hear us? Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
So they are
So
going to speak about
Hello.
drive business performance in Russia, or
Yeah.
sorry, in China, of course.
Sorry. So
Okay.
before I start my presentation, can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes, I can hear your voice, but you
Okay,
should speak
I'm
up
going
a bit
to-
louder,
yeah,
please. A bit
I'm
louder.
going to share my screen. Can you see my screen clearly?
Jimmy, we can hear you, but please speak a bit louder.
Okay, I'm trying, but can you hear my voice? Can you hear my voice?
We can hear music. Maybe you should stop playing it. Yeah, sorry. I understand that it's not from you. Okay, so please speak up and we can see your screen, and I think you can start. And please, dear students, be ready to ask questions. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Is my voice loud enough right now?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. To start with, I would like to thank you all for coming here today. We will take a little time from your busy schedule. Let me briefly introduce myself and my teammates. My name is Jimmy. I'm a sophomore student of Innovative Economics in the Bachelor School of BRICS, and I'm doing the presentation along with Anissa and Jasmine. Today, we are going to talk about driving business performance in China. And our talk would be particularly relevant for those of you who are interested in setting up your own company, since we will give you some useful tips for running a company. Our talk is divided into 3 parts, and it is expected to take 10 minutes to cover all the issues. By the way, if you have any questions, I would like to answer all of them at the end of the presentation. I will start off with the introduction, and then Anissa will move on to the measurements for the business performance. And finally, Jasmine will talk about the improvements on the business performance. Before I start my presentation, let me ask you a simple question. Suppose you are in a team and you are doing market research together with your teammates. So the question is that, do you really think that your team is working well collaboratively? Well, the best answer may be that the more ideas you receive from your teammates, the better the teamwork. Honestly speaking, teamwork contributes a lot to the success of business performance. As there's an old saying in China, two heads are always better than one. In the next part of our presentation, where Anissa is going to talk about the measurements of business performance.
Так, ну я могу отправить сразу ребятам. А вы, там...
Hello everyone, my name is Anissa. I'm going to talk about the measurement of teamwork, supervision, and objective respectively. The reason why we need to measure the business performance regularly is that we should be well prepared in case of the accident. Never wait until you see a problem before you begin to find a solution. Next, I will move on to the methodology for measuring the alignment of teamwork. As we know, students at Bachelor School of BRICS were informed to participate the English presentation since the February, and we join into the discuss of 10 teams to figure out how many disagreements they had before they have confirmed the topic of their presentation. We asked each team members in one team to expound their opinions, and the rest of team members scores the presentation ranging the 1 to 3. If the overall scores exceeded 6, the team has a good alignment. Otherwise, the team is disruptive. Finally, we found that over 85% of team members are at age with each other. Let's now take a look at the methodology for measuring the separation. We interviewed 5 of our friends and restaurants who were working at the Tencent company, and another 5 of them were working at accident companies. The goal of interviews was find out what is the difference in trusting their employees for a successful company like Tencent and a background company such as ICD. And then we reached the conclusion that 78% of the selected employees in Tencent company, only 22% for them selected with a company. Let us turn to the methodology for measuring objective. We recruited 10 field CEOs in our own city to fill in the questionnaires in order to chase down the reasons of their failures. And we found 19% of CEOs didn't have a clear goals for their business and they just follow suit. In the last part of our presentation, Jasmine will talk about the improvement of teamwork, inspiration, and objectives respectively.
To switch your camera on because we would like to say hello to everyone. Would you please switch your camera on?
Hello. Hello everyone, my name is Jasmine, and I'm
这是
going
一
to
个要求，每一个人必须打开摄像头，一直开着，能听得见吗？
Okay, wait a minute. We have some technical problems. We are sorry.
Сейчас не слышно, да? Странно.
Just 1 minute, please.
Professor, is that everything is going to be okay?
Yes, it is going to be okay, but just wait a little. Yeah, we are going to fix this problem.
Yes, because okay.
Do not stop your presentation. Do not stop sharing the screen. Just some time.
Okay.
We need some time.
Okay. Shall we continue or shall we restart our presentation from the very beginning?
不是还是原来那个号码？你逗我笑是吧？
Jimmy, wait a bit. Okay, so we are fixing the problem.
Okay.
You are sure to continue, but wait a bit.
Okay.
Okay, so we can start again. So now, please, Jimmy, you can go on and your colleagues can go on. So
Shall we restart or just continue?
I think you can continue. Yeah, your
Okay.
talk. Okay.
Jasmine, you are welcome.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine, and I'm going to talk about an improvement for teamwork, supervision, and objective, respectively. Let me talk about teamwork first. Honestly speaking, a lack of element in team is ubiquitous, and here are some useful tips for improving it. As we all know, that communication is an art. So if you communicate with your teammates, randomly they would have no honest to you, and they are very valued to cooperate with you. So let me cite a model from Carnegie about conversationalists be a good listener. Listening to other people is a good way to show you respect and receive respect. Let us move on to improvement for supervision. Let's compare how does Tennyson and SDU treat their employees. In Tennyson, nearly all the employees work till 10 p.m. voluntarily. Do you know why? Because it has a peeling reward system every day. The company provides fuels and delicious buffet in 10 p.m. If their employees leave the company after 10 p.m., it will pay for their commuted fees, so there is no reason for their employers don't work till 10 p.m. Let's talk about poor SDU company. It has a distinctly different stage. In competition with the Tencent company, we can call it nice-seat pushment system. If the employers being late 1/3 of the day's way to imparted and to any surprise. There is even no additional pay for additional work. If the person who works harder receives the same amount of money with the person who shirk, no one want to work harder. There is a reason why its company is dying. Finally, for the objective, all I want to say that it is extremely important to do the market positioning. Before you enter the market, you must make your customers feel that your company is unique and no other companies can replace. So I think this is all my overcompletion today. Thanks for the listening, and we are welcoming for any question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Let's welcome. Okay, your questions, please. Do you have any questions? Okay, dear students, please. Well, okay, no questions. I suppose your presentation was so brilliant. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Tatiana Anatolievna.
Thank you for your presentation. I have one question, please. So in your presentation, you mentioned the importance of building appealing reward systems. So in your opinion, so what is the best, the most effective maybe reward system? What can you cite some examples, please?
Okay, so let's cite an example from the Tencent company. So the company is a listed company in China, and it has it runs $10 billion per year. So in this company, every employee works till 10 p.m. Do you know why? Because it has a very appealing reward system. Because in the 10 p.m., the company will have a very delicious and free buffet. Yeah, and if the employees in the company decide to leave the company after 10 p.m., the company would pay all the commuting fee for the employees. And also, the most important is that if the employees decide to work additionally, the company will pay for their employees 3 times larger the wage that they receive in their normal work time. Okay, is that okay?
Okay. And one more. Do you think that there is a unique system, rewarding system, that could be used in every country on the one and the same effective level, or we should take into consideration the cultural peculiarities and other things? What do you think?
Yes, it is very important to consider the culture, because in different country it has different culture. Suppose suppose in Europe, in some European countries, some people they are very focusing on the human rights, because if the boss enforce them to work additionally in their leisure time, they would absolutely say, no, I don't want to work additionally, because this is my human right to enjoy my leisure time. So I can decide that I can decide that I should not work, because I can use this time to do other things. So in China, that's the culture is different. So so actually, after some people they are graduated from the university, they are very keen on making money. So the best way that they want to work more time in their subconscious needs.
Okay.
So yeah, okay.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you. One more question from Svetlana
Okay,
Anatolievna.
so I've got a question, and so the thing I'm going to ask is for the same slide. So actually, so let us focus on objectives, and so here you use the term doable sub-goals. Could you please comment on the term? What are doable sub-goals? And so it's quite preferable to illustrate at least one doable sub-goal. Thanks.
Okay, so generally speaking, sometimes when an entrepreneur they set up a goal, for example, they want to be they want their company to be a listed company. They want to earn billions of dollars, but it is very big, and it needs to take a lot of time and energy to achieve that. But actually, we could divide the goals into several steps, and we need to make sure that each sub goals means apart from the big goals is actually is doable, means that you can do it. So the goals need to be very related with your professionals. So suppose that you are an engineer. You study engineering from your university. So the goals must be based on your professional skills. So maybe the sub goals for an engineer is to make electricity grid, something like that. So for example, for example, for me, if I want to set up a listed company, so the first step is that I would start from a very small, very small company in my local city with just uh, 2 or 3 people, and we can snowball just to make it larger and larger, something like that.
Nice. Thanks, Jimmy. I got it.
Thank you. Any other questions? No. Thank you so much for your presentation. It was really brilliant for covering the issue. Thank you. Okay, now you can stop
You're welcome.
sharing your screen. Thanks. And now I would like to introduce you Vadim Ivanov. Vadim Ivanov, who is going to speak today about translators' false friends. Clicker. Just a minute. Okay, here you are. This one here. На компьютер. Yeah, you should push it.
All right.
Yeah.
So, hello everyone, and first of all, let me thank you all for coming here today. And it is indeed a unique opportunity to be part of such an interesting event as this conference. And my name is Vadim Ivanov. I am the first year student of electrical engineering. If you have any questions, be free to ask them after my presentation. So, without further ado, let's begin. Sorry. There is a saying that sounds something like an open enemy is better than a false friend. This saying not only makes you think about your real friends, but actually describe my topic really good, because my today's topic is the translator's false friends. And to begin, I would like to show you a short definition. Translators' false friends are words which are similar in pronunciation or spelling, but have some differences in meaning. And some may ask me, why did I choose this topic? Is it really important? And I would say, yes, it is. And in the next slide, I would try to explain you why this topic is actually important for us. So the relevance of my topic. And my first point is the deceptive insignificance of this topic. Some may think that it is not really important and maybe we can just skip it, not to learn it. However, the lack of knowledge about translators' false friends can lead to a lot of problems like misunderstanding, mistranslation, or maybe miscommunication, which is not really good. And moreover, my third point about the relevance of my topic is connected with the widespread of English language in modern world. English nowadays is used almost everywhere. This is why it is important to be ready to communicate with everybody and to avoid any miscommunications that are possible. So, moving to the next slides, I would like to point the 3 main questions that I will be answering during my presentation. So the first one is, what are the different types of false friends? The second one is, what are some of the misused English-Russian false friends? And the last but not least, how can learners' attention be attracted to these meaning differences of false friends? And I would like to start with loanwords. Loanwords are borrowing from different languages, and actually loanwords are the reason why we have such a thing as translators' false friends. And now I will try to explain you why. I will give you some examples of loan words from different languages in Russian. So from Germany, we took a lot of words about architecture, shipbuilding, and military engineering. From French, we adopted many words about fashion and philosophy, and of course, the recent flood of English words connected with computer technology, business, and internet are now in the common use of every Russian citizen. And as you can see, as examples of loan words from English, like businessman, manager, or notebook, they are the spelling is the same with English sounding, and they have the same meaning. However, the translators' loan words are like traps, and this is why we need to learn about them. So now it's time to classify our false friends. There are two types of false friends which are used for false friends in every language. And in Russian language, the most common one is total false friends. And the definition of this type is absolutely similar with the short definition that I gave in the beginning of the presentation. Those words have some similar pronunciation and spelling, but have absolutely different meaning. But the second type, is actually quite rare in Russian language. It is called partial false friends. And partial false friends share at least one meaning, but have at least one different meaning. And one of the few examples that I could find is concert. In concert in Russian and English means musical performance. However, in English, it can be used in sentences like act in concert with second group or somebody, which means to act together. It's about some agreements. And in Russian language, concert actually used not only with musical performances, but with quite all the performances, theatrical and many others. So now it's time to talk about the studying process. We already know that being aware about false friends is important. Now we need to decide how we should study them. Translators' false friends, this should be a separate topic from specialized classes, in linguistic classes in schools and universities. And there are actually already many methods of teaching such topics, but I would like to name three main that I like the most. And the first one is actually asking students to create presentations or speeches. And I will try to explain why. I think that when you ask students to create a presentation, he puts a lot of effort in it. He spends many hours, he researches the topic, and he wants to see a good results. And this is why I put the feedback picture here, because it is important to get direct feedback from the teacher to the students. That students, after he showed his presentation, he get the comments about his usage of words or maybe his mistakes. And moving on, I would like to give a personal advice about giving presentations. You should record them, so you have an ability to rewatch it, revisit it, and maybe look at what mistakes you already did and never do them after it. And I should also mention, I guess one of the most commonly used method is just creating dictionaries. Dictionaries are useful to just have all the information in one place, and it's easier to revise it after all. And one more example is actually one that I like really much. Many false friends can easily be differentiated through visuals, and this is why slides like this can be shown to help students understand the difference between like glina and clay. Actually, in the conclusion of my presentation, I would like to say that It is important to raise awareness about translators' false friends, and it is important to develop new techniques and methods of researching them, because everything that we do is leading us to improving the intercultural competence. Yes, thank you very much. Intercultural competence. And after all, intercultural competence is what we are trying to achieve here in Bakel University of Briggs. So I think false friends of translator actually have something in common with our university as well. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, do you have any questions? Any questions, please? No question.
So I have one question.
Okay,
So
we have some
basically,
questions.
how to
Yeah, from Jimmy.
from your presentation, I can see that you are describing how to distinguish the good friends from the bad friends. So how about the method?
Okay, could you please repeat, because the sound is not so good.
Okay. So how to distinguish the good friends from the false friends?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I think we can call good friends words that are equal with spelling, pronunciation, and the translation. So I gave the example of few words that that are adapted from English language. Words like businessman. It is the equal words in Russian and English. So I guess if you want, we can call them good friends. But false friends are friends that they look like a word from Russian, but actually have a very different meaning.
Okay, thanks for your explanation. It's very good presentation, actually.
Thank you. Another question?
My question is personal. Have you ever made mistakes with false friends? How do you think?
Indeed, I did, and many times during our English classes and during, I guess, my presentations in school when I was performing my when I was performing something about English language as well in the second last grade. And the one example that I will remember for the rest of my life is, I believe, a China shop. Yes. So yes, sure, I did, and this is one of the reasons why I've chosen this topic for my research.
Thank you. Any other questions, please? Okay, Svetlana Anatolievna.
Okay, so I've got one question. Vadim, in your presentation, you've arranged there's ways to raise awareness of false friends. And they were feedback, the first one, then recording, yeah, and the final one was
it was slides with pictures.
Consulting dictionaries, if I'm not mistaken.
It was the second one, and the last one was about visuals.
Did you arrange all the sources from the best to the worst one?
Personally, I find dictionary is the most useful one just because it is really comfortable and convenient to use. It is easy to store a lot of information, a lot of words just in one book, and you can revise just by covering one side and translating the other. However, I believe that the first method that I was talking about, presentation and speeches, is really useful for remembering and actually for developing skills as well. So it's like a combination.
Okay, so according to your answer, I see that so all the sources are practically equal. Okay?
Maybe not all. I believe I mentioned only 3 of them, and the last one about visuals, I think it is more useful for younger generations to better get the understanding. Because
young learners.
Young learners, I believe, yeah. I'm too young to say young generation.
Okay, so thanks.
One more question from me. So you're a student of electrical engineering program. So, and you've mentioned about the languages that gave some words to the whole world. So my question is, have you already come across to the false friends in the sphere of power engineering?
In engineering, not yet. Actually, there are more good friends in engineering sphere. However, there are some friends, the false friends in chemistry when I was learning. Chemistry in the first term, there was some words like sodium, which is not soda, and words like this, which are false friends, and you actually need to know the exact translation to understand the meaning of sentence.
There are many loan words from English in this.
There are many, I believe. Maybe actually there are loan words from other languages into English and into Russian, but I must say that in engineering sphere there are a lot of words that are equal, that are shared between two languages, two our languages.
Thanks.
So, by the way, I know one false friend from your professional sphere, so that is naked conductor, okay?
And by the way, I know one more. So electric, for example, electric, it's not a person. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Electrician, this is the person, and electric, it's kind of maybe enthusiastic or having some power, something like that. Yeah. A lot of words. Thank you. Do you have any other questions? No. Okay. Thank you so much. You can take your seat. And now I would like to call on Kirill Porotov, who is going to speak about self-development in a course of life. Can we see Kirill Porotov? Maybe he's online, do you think so? Kirill Porotov, if you are here, please tell us. I'm here. Okay, unfortunately, no. Well, I'll check it a bit later. And check the chat, okay? So can we see the chat, please? Okay, we see the problem. We'll try to fix it. And now, if we can't see Kirill Porotov, maybe we are going to listen to, just a minute, we are going to listen to Tsui Meng Yang. Yeah? Is it the girl here? Is it the student here? Tsui?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here.
So you can share your screen with us so we can see your presentation. And
okay.
She's going to speak about how to acquire English in 6 months. Yeah, that's, I think.
Can you listen my voice?
Yes, we can hear you. We can see the presentation. You can start.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning to everyone. I'm delighted that you are sitting here to hear my speak, and I'm Tsui Meng Yang, and you can call me Chris, and we will have time for questions at the end. And I'm here today to talk about how to acquire English in 6 months. So here is an overview of my speech. So what is the purpose of my research? Now you see. My purpose is to change the methods of NAS about English learning and teaching NAS how to learn English fast. So at this time, you may ask me about what is NAS. It means a non-native English speaker who are not born in the UK and the USA, and English is not their mother language. And what do I hope they get after this research? Now you say is speak fluently and regain confidence. Look at this picture, and this girl is anxious because she has to remember a lot of English words like this picture. And this boy is learning English grammar. Seriously, yeah, I think the books he will learn are not only the 8 English grammar books. You see, other English grammar books are waiting for him, and you saw him taking notes too. And the notebooks weren't even vacant, but what he has mastered is very little. And we all know that research needs to start with asking questions. So now I have a research question about how to acquire English fast and effective in 6 months. Now, there are 2 ways to learn English. The first one is the traditional approach. That means you ought to learn English grammar and read texts in English, such as articles, notes, and so on. Of course, we must remember a lot of words. And let's stop here a minute. I studied English for 11 years, and I did a lot of grammar questions in order to improve my English skills. And I also learned English by watching movies, but I couldn't speak. Then I tried to remember English words, but I can only remember a few words. And after constant attempts, I have found 6 methods to learn English. So the first one is the first method is consists of 2 principles. The first of which is to soak your brain. And you don't need to know what the audio really means, and you just need to soak your brain. And the second principle is narrow first and then wide, small first then large. And you should choose material that you are willing to listen to, like Harry Potter, huh? Using body language to understand the meaning. And this is sit, this is sit, and this is stand, and this is smell. And string words, we should string words together like babies, and never mind the grammar. Just speak them like candy you give. That means give me the candy. 然后 give me the candy. How to acquire English? Give me the candy. And I must tell you that the amount of words limits our communication. But now I should tell you that 1,000 words can solve 85% of your daily communication, and 3,000 words can solve 98% of your daily communication. And the next method is to find a language, to find a, oh my God, is to find a language parents, and they can understand what you mean and give you the feedback. For example, you see that it's sweet, and your language parents answered that it is sweet, right? And the next method is our brain is generally interested in pictures and colors, so we should memorize the words through pictures and colors. For example, when we saw the dog, we think of dog. And so how can I prove that my method works? And we have 100 students of the same age, and then for the first 2 months they learn English in the traditional way, and for the second 2 months they learn English in my ways. And in the first 2 months, the students use the traditional teaching methods, but for the most part, they look like this girl. And after 2 months of traditional teaching, we found that students were barely able to speak English fluently. And also, after 2 months of learning English in the traditional way, you can see that students' interest in English, including fluency in English, is low. However, in the remaining 2 months through my English learning methods, the students have become more comfortable with English, and most of them are fluent in English. And I found that under traditional English teaching methods, the mastery of words and grammar was very poor. And but in the last 2 months, I found that these students had an amazing amount of words and used the grammar very well. So through my learning methods, people can speak English fluently and they have regained their confidence. So I would like to conclude by saying that it is not difficult to learn English and speak English. So what is important is that you are bold and brave enough to challenge yourself and find what works best for you in that challenge. That's all for my speech, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. So please, you are free to ask questions. Do you have any questions? Yeah, don't you want to master English? Asks one of our teachers. Okay, maybe you, Tatiana Anatolievna.
Well, in your presentation, you several times mentioned in my research. I would like to know whether you yourself with your maybe team conducted this very research, or you used the results published somewhere for the researching and working with this very group using different methods. And if this second variant is correct, so where can we find these results, where they were published or mentioned, please?
Actually, I did this experiment in high school, and this is made by myself, and the conclusion is all finished by me and my teammates. So I just make this conclusion that people can acquire English in the six ways, and they can acquire English fast and quickly. And I have a video is about learn English, and I just use this method to learn. It's in the YouTube, and we can after this research, and we can share. I can share this link to you, and you can just watch it and use my method to learn English and acquire English quickly.
Great, I'm impressed. We'll be waiting for the links. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. One more question.
So I have one question. So
Okay.
in your presentation, I want to ask, how did you learn English?
Oh, actually, I learn English use my ways. Just the first one is listen a lot. Well, I will listen English music, and I will watch English movies to improve my English skills. And just now, I just imagine that you should soak your brain, and you should just you shouldn't know the meaning of this word and the meaning of this sentence. You just soak your brain. And I usually use some materials to learn English, such as Harry Potter and more point and other materials. And these materials that I mentioned is must you like, and you will you are willing to learn it, and you will you are willing to watch them. For example, Harry Potter. I think I like it very much, so I will watch this cartoon or watch this novels to improve my English, and then I will use my body language to learn English. And this is smell, and this is watch, and this is listen. Just use my body language to learn English, and then I will just speak my and I will speak English with some other classmates. For example, my roommates and my desk mates to improve my English, and I am not afraid of making mistakes, and they will help me to check my grammar and check my English spoken. And then I will find English language parents, and they may be my friends, and they may be my families, and they will help me to correct some things like English grammars and English words. Just like I mentioned, it's sweet, and your parents, your language parents give you back feedback that it is sweet, right? So I will know I am wrong. So I will check my sentence and I will speak it next day. I will speak. It is sweet.
Okay,
And,
thank you.
And
Thank you very
the
much.
last one is and the last one is to use the picture to remember the words. Yeah, it's very useful. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. I think it's going to be useful
Thank
for me.
you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your presentation. We were happy to know
Thank you.
about the methods of your learning English. And now we are going to listen to Barnakova Daria and Sultumova Altantuya about QR translator breaking the language barriers. We are going to wait just for a couple of minutes because we have some technical problems with our camera. So we are going to wait. Она не показывает ничего. Нет, конечно. We are listening to you. We are impatient to hear your report. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let us thank you all for here today. For those of you who don't know us, my name is Solandia, and I'm making presentation in conjunction with Italia. We are technological engineering students. So let me start with a short story that to announce the problem that we have in our university building. One day we saw how our foreigners were really confused about price tags in the cafeteria. In other words, they couldn't read types of foods which were written in Russian language. So this situation contributes us to think about how we can help our foreign students with translating words in Russian language. So what I would like to present to you today is an idea of creating an app that will help our foreign students with translating
etc., using their own gadgets and cables. The topic of today's presentation you can see on the slide is translate breaking the language barriers. It has lots of people familiar with our idea, and maybe someone of you will join us and help us with this in this app. We divide the presentation into 3 parts. We will begin by describing you how this app will work, then we'll move into some objectives that help us to achieve this goal, and finally we'll end with some advantages of our future program. Our presentation will take about 5 minutes, and if you will have any questions, please keep them until the end of our presentation. As Sultan Tuya said earlier, in this part of our presentation, I would like to describe you how our app will work. So now pay your attention on the screen. Here you can see how our app will work. And so have you ever been in Pharmacynthesis coworking? If you were there, you probably have seen a large QR code on the wall. If you take your phone, open camera, and then point it at QR code, you'll be redirected to the site of Pharmacynthesis company. On the basis of this example, our app will work. So let's look closely to the own steps. Main steps. And firstly, all you need to do is when you can translate information, you need to first take your phone, then open camera and point it at QR code, which is, for instance, on the wall. And then you will be directed to the site where you can see clearly clear translation of information. Yes. And I hope you understand how our app will work, and it leads us directly to the next point. Now I'm going to tell you about objectives which will help us to achieve our goal. So first of all, we need to talk to foreign students about information which is hard to read, translate, or understand. Then we will make an app, and it's a significant part of our work. And the last one is we need to inform our foreign students about our application. And so much for point 2, right? So now on the screen you can see the advantages of future program. Firstly, it's space-friendly. It means that QR code can fit in any limited and little spaces. Secondly, it's quick. The process takes only 5 steps in 1 minute. You don't have to open phone, write some words that you can't understand in translator, because our app will do it instead of you. Thirdly, it's easy to use. And finally, it's useful. Due to the pandemic, we don't have a lot of foreign students, and that's why the problem of translation information isn't so urgent. But when they will come here, the situation will change, and our app will be helpful for them. So that's all what I want to say about the advantages. Well, it brings us to the end of our presentation, and I would like to say that if you find our project interesting, we will continue to develop our program. And before we stop, I would like to say that I would like to go over the key issues again. Firstly, we have told you about applications, advantages, objectives, and about how our app will work. And in our opinions, we should help our foreign students because they are new in our country, and it's really difficult for them to adapt to new changes. And thank you for your attention. Now we are ready to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. I have a question about use of your app. So your app requires a lot of QR codes, right? So as I understand, you're planning to work with different companies or something, because everyone will need to have a QR code. How do you imagine it? So companies themselves need to print or QR codes, or you, as a developer of the app, will provide everyone with QR code. Thanks.
So we don't need to ask companies
question. What do you? How do you think? What's better, site or an app?
It's best site because you don't have to upload the program, and that's why it's better to use it.
Okay, thank you. So, hello. You need to create.
I suppose that we don't need people who will help us with it.
You need to, yeah, IT.
Maybe, yes, I suppose that you will create an app where will need people who are IT very nice.
Well, I think that this will be a real multidisciplinary research and project. I think it's really used, and especially for our school, medical school project, since we have so many students from different countries, it would be really helpful. And from the point of the new program that is now being launched in the university for students, for foreign students in the Russian surrounding. So we are welcome your project, and if you need any help from us, we can. I think we will assist you in finding, for example, students from IT technologies. We have the English taught from the university devoted to IT and artificial intelligence. So I think it would be a great thing if we the students will be joined from linguistic department, from electrical engineering program, and IT. That would be just I wish you could.
Thank you much.
Thank you. Now, we are going to welcome our Chinese student, Mo Zhou, with the report about the use of AI technology in teaching English to K-12, Imagination English, case study. Can we...
Thank you.
Mo Zhou, are you here?
Yes, I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, okay. So we can hear you, we can see you, and now we need to see your screen.
Oh, please stop the screen sharing first.
Okay. Just a minute.
Yes.
Okay, everything is ready. You can start sharing the screen.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay, you can hear me and see my screen, right?
That's right. You can start.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor for me to be here to sharing my presentation to you. So first, let me just start by introducing myself. I'm Mary Mu, a first-year student of MBA at BRICS Institute in Baikal. And what I'd like to present to you today is the use of artificial intelligence technology in teaching English. I will use Imagination English as a case study, and there will be time for you after my presentation. Sorry. Okay, let's go. Before we start, I'd like to invite you to think about a question. Can AI technology optimize the English learning process and improve it? Maybe you have the answer, but you don't need to answer my question in a hurry. After my research, maybe you will update this information. I divided my presentation into 4 main parts. So first, I'll be looking at research introduction. Imagination Education Technology. It is the company I used to work for, and it is chosen as my study because I think it's a typically company that uses artificial intelligence to teach children English according to their language aptitude. And so far to now, there are more than 690 franchisee schools in China. Now, let's look how it works. So Imagine Learning is an online and offline combined learning system. So the online part is a self-adaptive system. So what does it mean? Let me explain to you. Here you can see it means that students learning English on their own and by using different equipment, and is available on desktop, Chromebook, and iPad. And here, I'd like to invite you to watch this a short video.
加比友，我学会了啊，真棒！加比友。H。升哪个？然后按这个，然后按谁？
Yes, so you see, the children, they're learning by their own, and the system can evaluate and correct the students' pronunciation, and students can have a man-made interactive. So this shows that they learn online and students are motivated in learning. And next is artificial intelligence reports and tools. Let's go through in detail. Here you can see Imagine Learning offers 3 different types of ways. The first is interactive reports and group reports and individual reports. And each report has different teaching tools. Through these background teaching tools, so teachers can grasp students' online learning progresses and even their weakness. Let's go through in detail. As we can see, this graph, it shows action areas tool. Action areas tool, it is an interactive tool that shows which skills can Imagine Learning your students are struggling with when they have scored less than 75%. This graph, it represents growth tool, as we can see here. It means different grades from kindergarten to grade 1 and to grade 2. It is also an interactive way that lets you to see a student's reading growth. And for teachers, what's more, we can use this filter to display the growth trending line with the other students. For example, the children learning English from kindergarten, and you can compare the learning trend line with grade 1 with grade 2. And this is group summary report. It displays information in 3 different sections. Let's focus on here: time, reading, and language. And this report also uses different symbols to indicate when a different scoring situation may exist for a student. Let's focus here. Can you see that a plus symbol? What does it mean? It means skills skipped because of placement. And here we can see minus symbol. It represents skills not yet taught and scored. Let's go on. This graph shows individual summary report. It provides information for a student about students' usage, progress, and placement and proficiency. And we can generate this report for individual student or multiple students. And that is individual detailed report. So here, why I emphasize detailed twice, because I think it is really an effective way to know about your students' English level. So here we can directly think to see that the usage, the total time they spend, and number of days run, and even average usage on days run. And next, let's focus on here, curriculum progress details. As a teacher, we can grasp the students' skills. How much can they master? And it is very in detail. comprehension, letter sounds, high-frequency words, and even more decode regularly spelled words. And here, in details, we can know where they mastered well and where they mastered not well. And here, please pay attention. All this report can be downloaded. And the last is recordings. So for recordings, Imagine Learning stores all students' recordings from some specific activities. So teachers, we can use these recordings to practice students' weakness in the offline class. So after these sections, students will go back to the offline classes. So you can use these reports or recordings to practice them. So here, just to summarize the main point of my talk. So you see, in Imagine Learning, we can see that if we have 100 students, we have 100 learning systems. The application of artificial intelligence improves the learning efficiency and provide a more reasonable evaluation method for teaching. And here, I'd like to invite you to watch a short video. And let me give an explanation first. They are imagination students and twins William and Francis. At the age of 2, they began learning in imagination English, and at the age of 3, they could read pictures and stories by their own. And at 4 to 5 years old, they can do math in English with no problems. So yes, let's just take a look.
We are going to sleep outside tonight. Will you bring out the tent? Will you bring out our sleeping bags? 25 times 29 is 725.
You see, their pronunciation is accurate, and I think they are so cute, aren't they? Let's go on. To conclude, as I mentioned earlier, AI technology can optimize the English learning process and improve it. So here, I think my answer is yes, it's a good teaching aid. At the same time, I think that AI can be used as an effective means of cross-cultural teaching. Yes, and I think that is a key issue is how to promote this technology. So I think it's necessary to promote conceptual change activity and speeding up the integration of AI and foreign language education, even enrich the continuation of education constantly. And to my own, I think if we combine AI technology with education in humanities, we can say that will be the future development trend. So I think artificial intelligence is an assistant to human, not an adversary. That's everything I wanted to talk about. Yes, and now I will be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Please, do you have any questions? Any questions about artificial intelligence? Tatiana Anatольevna?
Well, actually, I don't have any questions. Just liked your presentation, and I see that we have one more project concerning both English and IT, and it seems that we have one more member in your team, girls, researching IT and English together, some philological aspects, and that would be great. And besides multidisciplinary research, it would be multinational research, and that's also very, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. No more questions? It was perfect, no questions, says the guys. So thank you so much. You can stop sharing your screen. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Well, and now I'm going to introduce you Chen Itzin and Gun Linxi with their speech about economic issues hidden behind the masks. Okay, can you hear me? Chen Itzin?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, we are
okay.
here. I'm sharing
Yeah.
my screen.
Okay, so do please.
Is it clear to see?
Yes, we can see it, we can hear you and see your screen as well.
Please.
You can start your presentation.
Okay.
Good morning to everyone present. Let us introduce ourselves. We are Chen Yijin and Gong Linxi, the second-year students of Bioco School of BRICS. We would like to present you our report, Economic Issues Hidden Behind the Masks. The pandemic has made significant adjustments to our lives, and today's reality is such that a mask has become one of the most demanded basic necessities. So the topic of our report is extremely relevant. The main purpose of our research is to establish social and economic impact of masks on modern society. The objectives of our research are to introduce the history of masks, to discuss the development and economic impacts of masks. Our research consists of 4 parts, so let's start. The first part of our research provides the history of masks. In the Tang Dynasty and the Yuan Dynasty of China, people covered their mouths and nose with scarves to prevent droplets. In 1619, due to the Black Death, a French doctor invented a brick-like mask, which stuffed cotton and herbs into the mask. Thanks to advances in technology and medicine, masks have changed from 1 layer to 2, and then to 6, and become more three-dimensional at modern times. So, how do masks enter people's life and are widely used? In short, the popularity of masks has undergone 3 tests. The first test was to prevent infection disease. The Chinese used masks to do this for the first time during the pandemic plosion in 1910. The second test is the rise of industrialization. People begin to pay attention to air quality and wear masks. The third test is SARS and COVID-19. Masks are widely used again. The second part of our research touches upon cultural differences of attitude towards mask wearing in the East and West, which has been led by different habits, cultural organization, political consciousness, way of expression, and mentality. Now, welcome to my partner Chen Yijin.
Hello, I'm Chen Yijin. With the sudden outbreak of COVID-19, masks have once again caused widespread concern. The third part provides a market analysis of mask industry. Let's start with market scale. It shows the global number of enterprises with mask-related technology, region layout. We can see the global mask industry market is more than $10 billion, and medical masks account for more than half. China is the world's largest producer and exporter of masks. Before the epidemic, China's annual production of masks accounted for about 15% of the world, with a maximum daily output of 20 million. After the outbreak, China gradually exceeded the daily production of 100 million masks. Now I'm going to introduce the industry chain of mask production, but before that, let's look at the medical mask structure first. The core body of common medical mask is a hamburger structure composed of spun-bonded layers and melt spray layer. Now industry chain place. The upstream is raw materials such as polypropylene. China's polypropylene production accounts for about 14% of the world's output, annual output of more than 20 million tons. Upper and upper reaches are using raw materials to produce non-woven and melt spray fabrics. In 2019, China produced about 5.94 million tons of non-woven fabrics. Midstream is mask manufacturers, which produce different types of medical masks. Downstream is terminal customers such as hospitals, drugstores, and so on. Now let's analyze the future trends in the mask industry. In the past 3 months, the total number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the world was 136.4 billion, and more than 2.9 million people died. These figures are still increasing. And from this graph, it's obviously that the global demands for masks are huge. From the perspective of raw materials production trend, China's non-woven fabrics have grown steadily of development, and their competitive advantages and industry potential are huge. Affected by the continuous growth of downstream demand, the production capacity of polypropylene will be greatly expanded. The last part touches upon the above data to get the summary of SWOT analysis of mask. Let's focus on weaknesses and threats. Weaknesses here are the equipment relies on imports. Masks are mostly disposable products and not reusable, and the use period is short, only for 8 hours. Threats are the industry may be under greater competitive and overproductive pressure in the future. Thank you for your attention. Feel free to ask questions, please.
Thank you. So your questions, please. You want to ask the question? No. So, Svetlana Anatольevna, Tatiana
So I
Anatольevna.
have one question.
So
So
do
in
please.
recent days, most of European countries, people, so they are refused to wear masks. So
Yes.
can you provide me some reasons about this fact?
Yes. The reasons are from here. I will show you. From cultural differences of masks. Here. Europeans refused to wear masks because firstly, they don't have habit to wear mask. Because because they after the invention of antibiotics, the Western has long and no largely spread by droplets. People are used to wear masks, so there is no mass space to wear masks. And also, um, in Western cultural cognition, masks are designed to protect others rather than themselves, and they think only sick people need to wear masks, and there isn't enough medical evidence wearing a mask can stop the spread of the virus. Even if someone wears them, they will be ridiculed, and the essence of Western civilization is individualism. That is the belief that individuals exist before society. Moreover, the West purchase a democratic system, and they believe that they cannot be forced to wear masks. And here some mouth means Europe countries regard the mouth as the most expressive part, so they don't want to cover the mouth and the nose as well. That's all. And
Okay, thanks for your detailed explanation. It's very excellent presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your presentation. Yeah, you can stop sharing your screen. The problem of masks is really topical today. And now we are going to, thanks. Yeah. Oh, okay. So now we are going to listen to the speech given by Bubnov Alexander, The Evolution of Car Engines. Yeah. Can we see? Where? So. Okay, but now we are going to listen then Mikhailova Nicole, yeah, with her presentation, Fast, Cheap, Substandard, or How Fast Fashion Affects the Society. Nicole, please take the microphone.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Nicole Mikhailova. I'm from International Business Group, and today I present my project, which is called Fast, Cheap, and Substandard. What was the first thing that came into your mind when you heard these words? Most likely about products that marked made in China. You will be both and right. You will be right and wrong both. We will talk about the phenomenon of fast fashion and the impact of this on society and global problems. These slides present the main elements of my research. These are goals, tasks, and methods. Fast fashion is a phenomenon that describes the rapidly changing trends in the fashion industry. For example, as soon as fashion house Marni introduced their ski sweater for the $1,000, Zara immediately released an identical sweater but for $30. Amazing, isn't it? But the original sweater from Marni is made from natural wool, and it's much better quality. At the same time, Zara only thinks about the circulation of this product. Well, I believe that the problem of fast fashion depends on the cult of consumption in the current capitalist system, which has reached its peak in recent years. People buy things that they don't need. This adds to the problem associated with the term fast fashion. And let us consider three main problems of our project of research. The first point is plagiarism, and now we're talking only about exclusive items from fashion brands. By copying the models that presented at fashion shows, the development of modern fashion is completely devalued. Let's go further. Environmental issues related to fast fashion. The production of a simple cotton shirt takes about 2,000 liters of water and 1,000 liters of cotton. Sounds shocking, doesn't it? Moreover, fast fashion uses limited resources, and it's actually wasting them in a way. And the last global problem is social inequality. Fast fashion only makes the situation worse. People in such industries work in terrible conditions for 50 hours a day for $5. Is it fair? At the same time, women and children often suffer in such industries. According to the United Nations, millions of children between the age of 5 and 17 are employed worldwide. Moreover, women are also involved in prostitution in this type of production. These were the main global problems that lurk behind the term of fast fashion. But more than that, I did a mini study on today's topic among my entourage, and let's look at the graph in more detail. The respondents had to answer 3 questions. Do you know what fast fashion is? Do you rationally approach the choice of clothing? And is the brand's environmental policy is important to you? For the first 2, I expected to see such answers, but I was surprised that about 30% of the respondents said the environmental policy is important to them, since I thought that the percentage would not exceed 10. And this means that all is not lost with the modern consumers. Well, we have discussed the problems of fast fashion, and now it's time to talk about the methods to prevent them. First, analyze your wardrobe as a whole. Give the old things that you no longer wear to recycling or maybe charity. For example, in Irkutsk, you can often find boxes for clothes from second-hand вторник. Secondly, rationally approach the choice of clothing item. Consider the material, quality, price, and other factors. And third, keep an eye on condition of your clothes. Pellets, fritz, hooks. Its all can spoil the pleasure of wearing your favorite clothes and provokes its earlier presence in a trash can. So, what conclusion can be drawn from all I just have told you? The situation has developed with the phenomenon of fast fashion concern almost all aspects of our lives. Therefore, it's time for us to take measure not to aggravate what we have now. So, be more conscious, be practical, be rational. Thanks for your attention, and now you're welcome to ask questions.
Thank you. So please, your questions about fast fashion. The questions? Sorry? Oh, no questions, Tatiana Anatolyevna?
Okay, so one more question for this presentation. So can you give me some examples of the company, which company has this kind of fashion, faster fashion style?
Can you give the examples of companies?
Give examples of a company that copying the luxury brands. It's simple. H&M, Zara, Manga, Stradivarius, Pull&Bear, and all the giants of the mass market stores.
So, GB, was this the answer?
Yes, yes. So, do you really think that fast fashion is good or not?
I don't think it's a good thing. because I talked about three main problems that connected with the fast fashion, and you can make I don't know, like a conclusion from my report.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Why did you choose this particular topic?
Well, because first of all, I'm a fashionista. Then I want to work in the fashion industry in the future. So this type of research helps me to better understand the disadvantages and some problems in the fashion industry. Was it clear for you?
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you. So one more question.
What alternative material is available for this?
Well, you can use polyester, but no. It lasts longer to wear and it's cheaper than cotton or maybe wool. But it's an oil product. And when the polyester t-shirt goes to the trash can, it will take a very long time to decompose. So I recommend you to use recycled materials for it. And it will be more eco-friendly.
Thank you. Any other questions? So thank you so much, Nicole, for your presentation. The problem is really acute nowadays. Okay, thank you. Thanks. Well, now I would like to invite Bubnova Olga with her presentation about interpreting advertising texts.
Good morning, everyone. To start with, I would like to thank you all for coming here today. I appreciate you taking your time to listen to my presentation. So, let me introduce myself. My name is Olga Bubnova, and I am a student of Innovative Economics in Baker School of BRICS. As you can see on the screen, my topic today is interpreting advertising texts. My talk will be particularly important for those of you who is interested in working in an area connected with advertising. This my project will help you to realize the mistakes that can be made and find a way to prevent them. I've divided the presentation into three main parts. I'll start off by explaining you the structure of advertising and its purposes. After that, I'll explain you major mistakes that can be made when interpreting advertising. And finally, I'll provide with some examples of misinterpretations to prove my point. As you can see on the screen, the goal of my presentation is to identify the peculiarities of translating advertising text and to develop the criteria for a proper interpretation. Now, I think it's important to say what objectives I set to meet my goal. You can see all of them on the screen. The relevance of the topic chosen can be explained by the fact that nowadays, advertising is one of the main aspects of economic activities. And you can all see that market is developing rapidly all over the world. And basically, in our mass media, you can see both domestic and foreign origin advertising. That's why it's essential to learn how to translate and adapt advertising texts. I think now it will be good for you to, for me to explain you what is the goal of advertising. Basically, it is to form new tastes, to impose new needs on consumers' minds and to manipulate them. Speaking about the structure itself, it's important to put a clear thesis in the beginning of the text because a very coherent and well-structured advertising text contains of a clear thesis, which will be explained and proved further. Now let's talk about the main components of a verbal text. Let's start off with me explaining you what a slogan or a catchphrase is. Basically, this is a short phrase which is used to draw an attention of the consumer to a certain product feature or to strengthen company's brand. It has to be short, memorable, it should contain brand's name, and it should not change. And the final feature of it is the fact that it should be able to be translated into other languages as close to the original as is possible. After that goes the headline. The headline is also a short phrase, but it should have an explanation of the product. For example, if I see the link of an advertisement, the headline should contain the information what I will get after I click to that link. You can see the example of it on the screen. Creamy, dreamy, icy chocolatey is the headline, and I'm loving it is the slogan. Finally, after that goes the main advertising text. It explains and proves the statement stated in the headline. And the final point of advertising is an eco phrase, which is quite self-explanatory. It just repeats the main arguments of the advertising and its main statement. Now it's important to mention the peculiarities of the language that may cause difficulties when interpreting and adapting the text. You can see all of them stated very clearly on the screen. However, usually companies do not really need to create something new, something like new plots, images for their advertisements. They just need to translate and adapt the text that has already proven their effectiveness in another market. So that's why when translating an advertising message, it's essential to remember about traditional, national, social characteristics of the target audience. For example, company of Coca-Cola had a really difficult times finding the equivalent name for their products in Chinese. The first examples could be translated as bite a wax tadpole or a female horse stuffed with wax, which sounds completely terrible and it doesn't make you want to buy this drink at all. They ended up with Tasty Fun, which sounds pretty close to the original name. Another example is Pepsi. They translated their slogan, "Come alive with Pepsi generation," as "Your Pepsi will make your ancestors rise out of grave." I think it's also will not make you want to buy this drink at all, and it was quite a failure as well. Let us now move to the conclusion. The main problems of advertising text is a difficulty in translating and conveying the practical potential of the original to another language. Particularly, it is due to the poor translation of some certain events or some particular features of the culture of the target audience. That's why, for the successful implementation of the communicative function, it's important to remember about ethnical background, features of this culture, and everything about it. It is also necessary to remember that it's not enough to simply translate the text. You have to integrate it into the culture of the target language and the target audience. That is all I wanted to say. Thank you for your attention. Now I will be more than happy to listen to your questions.
Thank you. Thanks. Your questions, please. Do you have any questions? Yeah.
I like Coke. It's a pretty good drink, I think. That's it.
Okay, any other questions? Yeah.
Again, how do you think how the advertisement and ads influence on your choice to buy or not to buy?
I think the advertisement is one of the main options, is one of the main aspects which influence your choice whether to buy a certain product or not, because it is its purpose basically to influence you, to shape your taste, to impose and manipulate your mind. That's just its purpose and its main goal of it. That's why if the advertisement is not very good translated or adapted, it is a failed advertisement.
So let's imagine there is two kind of I forgot the word. Two things to buy. Products, yes. The first is without any ads, but from some people, you know that this product is better than this. But this product have a lot of advertising, like big logo and big mottos too. What product would you buy without ads or with ads?
I think it's not quite a correct question, because the product with a better advertisement will succeed. Obviously, will have a more successful. Will just succeed better because it will show the audience what it is about, and there might be less people who will buy it further, but the first income will be much higher than the one without the advertisement. I have an example, since there are something like this, a situation like this can be seen in local bakeries. There are people who buy it because they know it's good, and there are people who don't know that they can buy in any way, the bakery which has a better advertisement wins, because it shows the audience, it shows a wider audience their product.
Thank you so much. You have answered my question clearly.
Thank you. Any other questions for our speaker? No.
In Russian markets, I think it's difficult to find nowadays. That's why I chose the Chinese ones, because it was more clear. But I think there was something with a toothpaste. They translated it completely wrong. Sadly, I cannot mention the company right now, but they translated the name of the toothpaste as toilet water in Russian, and it was not very successful.
Okay, thank you. So,
Is that it, Antonina?
It's not a question, but it's just an idea. While listening to your presentation, I thought that it would be perfect if our students, already knowing what Baker School of Bricks is, would think about the slogan for our school. And since you are so according to your presentation, now an expert in advertising, so maybe you would organize a team just for this project, and you would think about the catchwords of the slogan of our school and the variants of translation into English, because we are promoting the school abroad. And we will invite, of course, our Chinese students, and they will help us with the perfect translation into Chinese. So I think it would be just both helpful and interesting for you, I hope, and helpful for the institute. So please think about this.
I think it would be a good idea for the next year when our Chinese teammates will join us. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you want to have a short break or we need to continue? A short break, yes? Let's say about 10 minutes, okay? In 10 minutes, we'll be back and continue our conference.
Okay.
Тут лучше 8 страниц текста. Ну да, делайте сразу. Начните с презентации или я буду потому что у меня понятно, как это говорю сразу, там тебе надо действительно ты можешь
Да? Начинаем? Okay, dear students, I think we can go on our discussion and continue our conference. Please take your seats. Okay, the next speaker to be invited here, or the next speakers to be invited here are Kochetygova Anastasia and Tizhelnikova Lada. They are going to tell us about body hydration.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let us thank you all for coming here today.
Yes, we really appreciate it, and we would like to begin by introducing ourselves. My name is Anastasia.
And my name is Lada. For those of you who don't know, we are ecological engineering students, and we are here today to focus on one simple but very important habit.
By the way, do you control the amount of water you drink every day? Great! Today we are going to talk about body hydration. We are sure that our topic is particularly relevant to everyone. In view of our health directly depends on this.
We have divided our presentation into four main parts. We will begin with the percentage of water in our body. After that, we are going to talk about effects of dehydration and overhydration. And finally, we are about to give you some recommendations.
The presentation won't take so long, about 5 minutes, and don't worry about taking notes. We can send our report to anyone interested. In addition, there will be time for questions after our presentation. Let's start.
I want to begin with the question. Do you know how much water our body contains? Actually, I guess you have already seen on the screen. Yes, human body is 55, 60% is water. This is influenced by such factors as fat index, age, and sex. Interesting fact, when babies are born, their body is 75% water, and for this reason they can be equated with fish. But by the year, this percentage falls to 65 and etc. So, what do we need water for? Water has many functions in our organisms. It participates in processes of converting food into energy. It regulates temperature. Also, it lubricates joints and nourishes the brain and spinal cord.
Let's move on to the next point. Every day we lose about 2 to 3 liters of water. Such processes as sweating, urination, bowel movement, and even breathing waste a huge amount of liquid. There are a lot of harmful effects of low water level. At first, we can note drops in energy, but mood, skin moisture, and blood pressure. The lack of water makes our brains work harder, and they even temporarily shrink. It also leads to release of antidiuretic hormone, and in the kidneys, blood starts to absorb and retain more water.
However, excess water have adversely effects too. It is called overhydration or hyponatremia. Water intoxication occurs after overconsumption in a short period of time. Usually, athletes suffer from it. While overhydration, brain stops releasing antidiuretic hormone, and yes, lack of water makes. It of course has consequences. The most harmless thing is headache. Also, lack of water provides vomiting sometimes, and in rare but anyway terrible cases, it induces seizures, or even death.
As everybody knows, we need to compensate for the fluid loss. The amount of water that we need to imbibe every day depends on our health, age, weight, and environment. There are some general recommendations. About 2.5 to 3.7 liters for men and around 2 to 2.7 liters for women. Also, the drinks like coffee or tea replenish fluids as well. Around a fifth of our daily water intake we get with food. According to studies, optimal hydration can lower the chance of stroke and reduce the risk of certain type of cancer.
Actually, moving on, we want to give you special formula to calculate your personal amount of water per day. So you need to multiply your weights by 0.03 if you're a man and by 0.025 if you're a woman. Next step is to multiply your active time in hours by 0.5 and 0.4 for men and for women respectively. After that, eventually you need just to calculate the sum of it, and you get your amount of water.
Frankly speaking, we have noticed that our break students almost do not drink water. It may happen because of many reasons, but the main problem, I guess, is the lack of opportunity. We'd like to point out that there is not a single source of drinking water in the building we study. Therefore, we hope that in our building, water fountains will be provided. Also, it would be great to replace plastic cups with paper ones as soon as plastic pollutes the environment. We hope that you will take this problem into account.
In sum, we are therefore hardly recommend you to drink water as much as your body needs it. Thank you all for your listening. If you've got any questions or comments,
Thank you. Question, please.
Thank you for your presentation. It was very interesting. My question is, should we drink only water, for example, 2 liters per woman, or it's all kind of liquid? Okay, one more question.
Have you been following your instruction? I mean, the instruction of how much water you should drink daily before doing this research?
we are trying to, but not always. We have opportunity to do this because of our building, and we don't have opportunity to drinking water there. We need to buy it, and sometimes we don't have time or something like this. But we are trying to like drink our personal amount of water.
An additional question: do you know the average amount of water that you drink daily?
I need to drink about 2 liters per day.
How much you drink? You think?
I think I drink about 2 liters because sometimes you may see me on the classes with a liter and a half bottle of water, and I can drink it easily during one class or during all classes.
Thank you for the answer.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question, and so you've told us much about consuming water and the positive sides of the activity, actually. So can you calculate so how working fountains at the university will influence your academic performance? What way, negative and positive?
Positive?
In a positive way. Okay? And so that is your project to make the university authorities give you the chance to use water fountains.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. I've never heard about the problem of overhydration. Dehydration, yeah, that's really the problem, and it was interesting to know about it, in fact. And can you maybe give any figures indicating that overhydration has started? So when? I see. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. No question. Thank you. You may take your seats. Now we are going to listen to the speech by Titaev Artyom about esports in Irkutsk region. You? Help? Sorry, Afanasyev Artur, I haven't seen it. I'm truly sorry. You're welcome.
Can I check? Check. Doesn't work. So now we're going to get started. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, we would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Artyom, and today we're going to present our project reports. Our presentation will be divided into 5 parts. That's why you should listen carefully. Also, we would like to answer your questions after our presentation. It's really important for us. Nowadays, esports have a lot of genres. The most common of them are multiplayer battle arena, first-person shooter, fighting, cards, battle royale, and real-time strategy games. Popular esports franchises include League of Legends, Dota, Counter-Strike, Overwatch, Street Fighter, Super Smash Bros, and StarCraft, among many others. In Russia, teenagers are mostly interested in this sport and in this sport. About 9 of 10 play computer games. But you would ask how, and we would answer we don't know. No, of course it's a joke. Before I will start to explain, I have to tell you that our project. I have to tell you that this project isn't just a report for getting a grade. it won't be forgotten. I found investors, and Arthur is now making calculations for our a little bit startup. Also, we are creating Irkutsk esports team in different genres, at least one team for a genre, and we want to create our league and organize a tournament. That is the logo that I've been drawing for for 3 hours with the seal, and now we want to. Yes, and now we want to address this message to our headquarters. I don't know, there is no one from there. We want to expand our project to BRICS universities all around the world, to create BRICS League worldwide. For our university, it's going to be a huge PR campaign. More teenagers would know about us and would prefer our university. Now we're making connections with Moscow Esports Federations and reviewing Irkutsk Esports Federation. We have got all the possibilities to make it in Irkutsk, but to popularize it worldwide, we need your everybody's help. That's all I wanted to say. Also, if you have any ideas, what would you add, tell them. As we say in the beginning, it's really important for us. Thank you.
Okay, so question, yeah, Bogdan. Question, Bogdan.
Okay. What was the reason to create such an idea?
We've been looking at the Moscow and in other countries, and their students were making like similar projects. And then we found Arthur like playing games a lot. Like he's playing every time. And we found out that in our region there is no esports. So that's like a new business for Russia, and there can be a lot of money, of course, and a lot of experience of developing something. So that's why we picked up this topic.
Do you know any examples of successful integration of such esports league in the university itself?
Again, let's take a look at Moscow. There, they got esports team from like every university. They got esports schools and so on. But I found out that only in Moscow. Like in other cities, there is a lack of this. Maybe they're unknown. So no advertising, they're not popular, and we want to popularize it like this. Have an answer?
Wish you good luck.
Woo, thank you.
Thank you for your answer.
Okay. So may I ask a question? So will it be a kind of a localization of the project?
Can you repeat?
Will it be a kind of a localization of the well-known project, or it's totally new?
that's a good question because we can say that every project isn't new. Our project is new, but it was somewhere like the idea of esports. Of course, esports. We got esports like worldwide. It will be some kind of localization, but with something new.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, thanks for your report, actually. And as far as we understood that it was not the report, actually. That was a kind of advertising the idea. Yes, and as far as I understand, that is a great pity for you that Dmitry Alexandrovich and Tatiana Anatolievna couldn't listen to you to your report, actually. So, but I believe that the idea of the project of developing esports will be delivered to the BRICS authorities, I believe. And so, by the way, so you can take Olga Bubnova, yes, as a specialist in advertising. Yes, so she's just here. So thanks much.
I want to add that wasn't really advertising. We tried to create a report of our work, what we have done. With the promotion, of course. So,
I have questions. One question. Have you thought of contacting our Chinese comrades? Because I think there are quite a lot of people who are interested in this field.
Of course, as I said, I want to create the BRICS League worldwide, so I want to offer our dear Dmitry Alexandrovich Savkin to connect with other BRICS universities and create their my project, our project. So that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you. No questions?
So, will there be any other players not only from our university?
Of course, in plans, we are going to create like esports school. So our university, I think, will have some permissions, more permissions than others, because I don't know why, because I'm studying here, and I think that my university will help me too. That's why they will have more permissions. So yes, I want every person who wants to play computer games be in this esports to be with me like this. Have I answered?
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you
your
too.
project. I hope it will be a success. And now we are going to listen to Ilinskaya Nadezhda with the report, Are there any mistakes?
So, So, can you... Там точно работает? Это как-то... Да? По-моему, не работает. Нет, работает. So, hello everyone, my name is Ilinskaya Nadezhda. I'm from Ecological Engineering Group, and today I'm going to talk about dyslexia. So, and I plan to keep time for questions after my presentation. Basically, there are 5 points I'd like to make today. The first one is introduction, the second one is what is dyslexia, the third is causes of occurrence, the first is symptoms, and the final one is Russia versus USA. So, I forgot about. First of all, I want to say why I've chosen this topic. And nowadays, more often we can hear the word dyslexia, but it's not considered an innovation, since this problem has existed for a long time, but people simply didn't know there was dyslexia, and they thought that the person is feeble-minded and so on. So what is dyslexia in general, and why are scientists so engaged in solving this problem? This topic is only at the stage of the study, and many specialists now first to change schools' curriculum because there are more and more children with different difficulties and they need different approach. And I want to help parents to understand what dyslexia is and how to solve this problem. So after conducting a survey among parents, I found out that many of them don't know about dyslexia, but those who do believe that this problem is very dangerous. And moreover, less than half of respondents met children with dyslexia, but none of them has met adults. Parents consider the most convenient way is to take their children to speech therapists if they found out that there are some symptoms of dyslexia. And I was thinking about how speech therapists work, and I thought that when doctors discovered that this child is dyslexic, they could give a collection of tips to enlighten parents with this problem and give a little start to fight this problem. So the goal of my project was to make a collection of tips, and I will show you it later a bit. So let's see what dyslexia is. First of all, I have to say that this dyslexia is not a disease, it's a feature in the brain. And it's not so easy to understand what to do with this problem, how to solve it, if you don't know the meaning of this problem. So there are a lot of definitions of this problem, but the most accurate is that dyslexia is a partial disorder of reading and writing, which caused by breakdown of mental functions involved in process of reading and writing skills. Talking about causes of occurrence, there are some of them you can see here on the screen, and the main cause is genetics, but not bad. And also there are some social factors such as lack of communication and isolated syndrome. Moving on to our next point is symptoms, and there are a lot of symptoms, and I can just list all of them because it's impossible to do, and some of them may also surprise you because there are some symptoms such as children can have difficulties with tying shoelaces. And the main thought here is to identify some symptoms at the early age, because it will be easier to fight this problem at early age. And growing up person learning how to handle this problem on his own, and you will never meet adults who can, for example, hold their pen properly. And now, I'd like to compare Russia with USA. I will start with Russia because we live in Russia, and I have to say that there are not so I have to say that the knowledge of Russians are not so good; they are poor, and the problem has several reasons. The first one is that there are not so many information, and we need social media, the internet, and we get a lot of information from the internet, and we can't find almost anything. We can't find anything about dyslexia. The second reason is that our teachers don't know how to identify this problem, and actually there are third reason, I guess. It's that it is not spelled out in the legislative level who should identify a dyslexic child, which is not can be said, for example, about you, say. So the National Center on Improving Literacy has an interactive map that you can see on the screen, which showing the state of dyslexia legislation. We know that there are 50 states in USA, and almost every state has dyslexia legislation. Only Idaho is like somewhere here, Hawaii and Puerto Rico, this small parts, don't have it. Dyslexia legislation is laws that discuss dyslexia education. There are each state has some requirements, and there are screening and state-recognized screeners, pre-service, in-service, interaction, and literacy state-identify measurable results. The abbreviation is SIMR. And this requirement has a goal, increase the reading proficiency rate for all children with disabilities from grades 3 to 8. Yeah. And actually, I have to say there's a little more about Russia, that we had already 2 International Dyslexia Awareness Week in St. Petersburg, but I think that it's not enough because we still don't know so much information as, for example, USA do. And I think that we have to develop our knowledge, we have to identify dyslexics at early age, we have to show children that every person is unique, no matter if he has some problems or not. And I also want I want you to see how dyslexics feel when they see text. And this program was made by Victor Lindell. This is an American programmer, and after posting this on the internet, there were some comments, and I'd like to read one of them because it was heartbreaking for me. I'm 52 and I have dyslexia, and it's not easy, but sometimes I can read normally. I only can type 40 words per minute because of this problem, and I will never be able to do it faster. I was placed with mentally retarded children, and I was amazed that everyone considered this as norm. I had no studies at all, I was just thrown out. Thank you for spreading the word. I hope others will see how we feel. And to conclude, I'd like to say that with this work, I want to pay parents' attention to this serious problem. I want maybe pay government's attention to this problem, because this problem is not serious only because we don't know so much information about it, but because children don't live their normal life, they live like they're idiots or something like this. And children not only can't read or write sentences, they have also mental trauma, and I hope that one day everyone can accept dyslexics as everyone here, because they're as talented as us. And also, as I said before, my goal was to make a collection of tips, and here it is. I can give it to you, maybe, I don't know. And so that's it, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this very interesting presentation. In fact, do you have any questions? No questions. Okay, I've got one remark. So when I was proofreading the text of our program of our conference, I saw some mistakes. Yeah, there. And of course, I checked them and corrected them as a teacher. Yeah, but now I understand they were done on purpose. Yeah, so I beg my pardon for this. I'm terribly sorry, really. Okay. Yeah, the problem is really very urgent, and we should know about these people. Okay.
Got one. First of all, I want to say, I want to thank you for the practical output. Okay, so for this thing actually, and so my question is about these countries. You mentioned USA and Russia actually. So was it randomly so that you, or so was it random that you choose United States of America? So why did you choose America? Why not China? Why not
I was looking
Brazil?
for information about other countries, but I found more information in USA.
So the choice was based on the okay, so on the amount of information actually. So that is okay. So I believe that so that's why you've got so a wide perspective, for developing the project.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, now we are ready to listen to Vashuk Nikita with a report about distracting device detox.
So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So, thank you all for taking the time to join to my presentation. So, let me just start by introducing myself. My name is Nikita Vashuk, and today I want to tell you about my topic. So, it's called distracting devices. So, I suppose that almost everyone has faced such a problem that instead of doing several things, he just sat down and scrolled news feed or just procrastinated. So this my talk is particularly relevant to people who have ever thought that our life can be exciting and interesting without all these digital devices. So yes, it will last no more than 5 minutes. Please listen carefully, and then you have time to ask the questions that you got. So if we think a little, we can say that our world is directly connected with technology. So these technologies made us to think that doing unnecessary things like procrastinating or just scrolling the news feed is okay. Like, and so these things will give us no results in future and no success. And I'm saying now about smartphones, about TVs, about computers, so, or even headphones. Firstly, what do we do in our smartphones? We are watching useless videos. We are just scrolling the news feed. So we we are looking for some interesting information. Moreover, we are just waiting for someone that will someone writes us and or likes our post. So as a result of our time wasted, we understand that this time was just wasted and we have got no result of it. So we have spent our energy, our health. Yes. So in addition, after a hard day, we come home and then we do this the same things in our computer. and so on and so on. So also if we can control these devices somehow to do the right things, we cannot control our TVs. So this it is the sphere, like you cannot do nothing with it. So and after all this path, we no longer want to enjoy our life. We no longer want to see the details around us. We kiss to feel the joy of our communicating with people. So do you know what else we forget to do? We forget to call our grandparents. So we forget to pay attention to someone that really needs it. So from all their hearts, they wait for us, but we don't pay attention to them. So thanks to the phone, we have a great excuse that so I was busy. No, you weren't. You were just consumed by this distracting device. You were just poisoned by this. So there is an interesting research about this topic that I want to tell about. Average resident of Russia spends about 6 hours a day looking on his smartphone. So it means that 1/4 of our day was just wasted. So, and then if we look further, we can understand that if, for example, we take a year, so almost 95 days were wasted to scroll the newsfeed. So and then if we, for example, take an average age of people for today, so it is 78 years, and in the end of our life, we can realize that 20 years of our life were just cut off, and we didn't get enough results from our life. So, and now you can imagine how lot you can do to upgrade yourself to be better than you are, like 20 years. So I suppose that it's the best motivation to avoid our digital devices and to look what is happening around us. So I didn't understand it until one moment in my life. My whole adult life was connected with the German language. So once I was offered to go to Germany for 2 months on the condition that I will have no phones, no computers, no internet, like without family and friends, in words, nothing. And when I went there, I knew what was waiting for me. But to be honest, I have never thought that the German language is so difficult to speak. So from not a strong level of German, I was able to rise to a confident German. And so this was all due to the fact that I was not dependent on anything. I was doing the things that I put off during all my life. And so I was running, working, so I don't know, drawing. My brain was so cleared, and it was so joyful to understand that I can do the life routine, my favorite hobby. So and I was thinking that I had no time for this hobby. So but I had. So we all have time for our dreams. So I kept a diary of every day of my stay, and every day I met someone. I talked to people, to random people. I was speaking with them and was getting some knowledge from them. So what did I get after the detox? So there you can see the results of my detox. So and I suppose that this experiment has given me an opportunity to think about our life. And now we come to the conclusion, and I want to say that with the constant condition of using various gadgets and devices, you were not able to give up all this abruptly. This will only lead to dependency. And we must understand that all the technologies that we have now are not to blame for the fact that we don't do something and you just need to understand that it is your life, and you just need to learn how to control your time without giving up everything that we have. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for your listening.
Thank you. Thank you for this very interesting experience in your life. What do you think? Do you have any questions? No questions, Svetlana?
Actually, it's not a question. And so first of all, thanks for the emotions I experienced while you were reporting, actually. While listening to Nikita, I've come with an idea. So Nikita told us that so he was really successful when she was sent to Germany, so without the right to use any gadgets. Okay. And I've come up with an idea to set up a new course of the English language. So 2-month course for students. So when they will be deprived, of any gadgets. So and Nikita, so what was so you've reached confident German, okay? So in 2 months. Okay, so I think that okay, so by the way, who wants to be enrolled on the course? Could you please raise your hand? Nobody. I will try to persuade you somehow. So thanks.
Okay, we can make, at least I think, we can make something like gadget-free territory during our English classes. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, of course. So we'll think about it later. Thank you so much. You can take a seat. So now I would like to call on Fedotov Yaramir with his report about armor protective characteristics.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Yaramir. I'm the student of Ecological Engineering and Pure Energy Group, and my topic today is ISO 152, Armor Protective Characteristics. In this presentation, I will tell you chemical composition and mechanical properties of armor. In other words, I will tell you why tank armor have high strengths. The goal of my performance is to further armor protective characteristic understanding. Also, it is 17 days before the 9th of May. So, the performance will not take a lot of time. You can ask me your questions at the end of the presentation. To begin from the outset, I want to tell you the prehistory of my topic. It is quite short. One day I was watching a regular war movie. At the same time, I saw a tank under enemy fire. and I was thinking, why tank armor is so durable? And from then on, I decided to investigate this issue. I had chosen a Soviet self-propelled gun, ISU-152 for my research. You can see it on the bottom right corner. This is ISU-152. So, okay. Let's start. First point of my presentation is mechanical properties of armor. The research was carried out on the armor parts of the SPG, which you can see on this slide. The hardness to which the armored parts of the SPG are proceeded for depends on their thickness. The greater the thickness of the armor part, the lower the hardness it is proceeded for. Impact strength was determined using standard impact samples. Let's look at an example. When the temperature drops from room temperature, what equally plus 20 degrees centigrade to minus 50 degrees centigrade, the tensile strength of armor increases from 116 to 125 to 122 to 130 kilograms per millimeters in power of 2. For elongated control samples, while reducing the impact strength from 8 to 10 to 6 to 9 kilograms per millimeters in power of 2, and some decrease in average and maximum plasticity. Approximately the same picture is observed on the cross-scaled roll samples. Is everything understandable? Oops. Okay. So now let's look at the chemical composition. The determination of the chemical composition of the metal of each of the investigated armor parts was carried out by two methods: the method of spectral analysis and the method of mechanical analysis. Here you can see the special machine for metal mechanical analysis. This was done for mutual control of both methods and for obtaining more reliable results. The percentage of chemical elements in the armor determined by these two methods turned out to be practically the same. All main body armor parts are made of manganese molybdenum steel containing 0.22 to 0.26% of carbon, 1.50 to 1.95% of manganese, and 0.38 to 0.40% of molybdenum. In addition, the composition of the metal of these armor particles includes 0.10 to 0.15% of titanium. So, why exactly these elements are being used in tank armor? For example, let's look at some of them. Heyo? With an increase in the carbon content in the steel structure, the amount of cementite increases, while the proportion of ferritite decreases. Carbon affects the viscous properties. An increase in the carbon content increases the cold brittleness threshold and decreases the toughness. Manganese has a beneficial effect on the ductility and weldability of steel, but a high content of manganese, more than 2%, leads to an increased tendency of cracking and rubbing during quenching. And molybdenum is able to provide additional thermal hardening during temperature of hardening steels.
molybdenum additives increase the hardenability of steels by heat treatment and increase the fatigue strength of steels. And to close, I'd like to summarize my main points. Self-propelled IS-152 has anti-cannon armor protection, a characteristic feature of which is the differentiated thickness of the armor and significant design angles of inclination of the main armor parts. These properties provide its body with a sufficiently high anti-projectile resistance. The SPG armor still combines high strength with satisfactory ductility and a fairly high level of impact strength. A decrease in temperature to -50 degrees centigrade, while it slightly reduces the toughness and ductility on this steel. And so that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? Any questions about this military report? Svetlana Anatolievna? So,
Why did you choose this topic?
So, as I told at the beginning of the presentation, I was just watching a regular movie, and one time I was thinking, why tank has so durable armor? And so, soon we will have a 9th of May, which is thematically for this presentation.
How long did you prepare your speech, your presentation?
I was doing it in my plans. It was about a year ago, and so I was doing the research about a year.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Any other questions? No question. Yeah? No. Okay, thank you so much. You can take your seat. And now we would like to invite the team of 3 students, Karpenko Bogdan, Shevchuk Timofey, Pereskokov Danil, to tell us about cryptocurrency.
Good afternoon, everybody. We're glad to give this exciting conference. Our team, Matei, Danil, and me, Bogdan, going to introduce you to the world of crypto. Our presentation is divided into 6 sections, and it will take about 5 minutes. The goal of our research is to raise people's awareness to the different types of cryptocurrency and pros and cons of crypto. The main tasks of our project are to study the notion of cryptocurrency, to determine its main features, to present positive and negative features of crypto, and to analyze the ideal substitute real money for cryptocurrency.
First of all, let's figure out what is cryptocurrency. In simple words, it is. In simple words, it is digital money which has no fiat counterpart. It means that such money does not exist in form of banknotes, coins, or other kinds of physical money that we're used to see. The main feature of the cryptocurrency is its decentralization.
All these features are provided by the blockchain technology, on the principles of which the cryptocurrency functions. Blockchains and networks, the nodes of which are not controlled by a single center and form an autonomous system for storing information. Now, as you know what cryptocurrency is, let's figure out the main features of it.
Here you can see all the main features of cryptocurrency, but we will focus on the most important one. It's decentralization.
Decentralization is the dispersal of its main resources or data around the whole world, with multiple duplications just in case not to lose all the information. The data chain or blockchain is not stored on some main server. It's located simultaneously on many computers of users around the world. It means that it has no single control center.
Well, now you know what cryptocurrency is, you know its main features, and the reasonable question is how is it different from regular money? Well, try to answer this.
In our opinion, the most significant difference is that we can transfer cryptocurrency in any place in the world without the need to go to the bank or to pay a huge amount.
Another distinction is volatility. For example, the price of the Bitcoin for the past 2 years has changed solidly. It increased more than 11 times and it keeps rising. Well, actually, it is said in the text, but it's going down a bit, but it doesn't matter. Price of cryptocurrency highly depends on the people's trust by which demand occurs, and what's more important, crypto does not depend on the central banks, foreign policy of any states, and the price of precious metals.
All right. From this moment, you know some crucial differences between cryptocurrencies and fiat money. Now let's consider the distinction of cryptocurrency tokens. It's important not to confuse these terms.
Tokens, which can also be referred to as crypto tokens, are units of value that blockchain-based organizations or projects develop on top of the existing blockchain networks. While they often share deep compatibility with the cryptocurrencies of the network, they are a wholly different digital asset class.
In other words, cryptocurrencies are the native asset of a specific blockchain protocol, whereas crypto tokens are created by platforms that are already built on top of existing blockchains. The most widely used token standard is ERC-20 and BAP-20.
In short, we can say that the main differentiation between these two is cryptocurrencies have their own blockchain, whereas crypto tokens are built on an existing blockchain. The last function of cryptocurrencies and tokens, but not the least, is that you can invest in it and it may increase your income greatly. But if your actions and decisions are made thoughtlessly, then the result will be disastrous.
The most significant thing you need to do before investing in any tokens or crypto is to study deeply. Firstly, examine the project behind the coin. The idea of the project should be creative. It means it has to be unique for the modern market with a great level of competitiveness. Secondly, study the graphs. Obviously, it's better not to buy coins in high when the price is in a high position, because this action can cause even greater risk of losing money. Excuse me. Sorry. The best way to choose the acceptable price is to compare points on a graph, different periods of time to predict future price. But even this does not guarantee how the coin scale will actually move, and the price can both rapidly rise and immediately collapse.
Using these simple rules, we decided to invest in a token called PancakeSwap or just Cake. We started from some research of the project itself. It seemed to us quite promising, as Binance is the biggest crypto exchange market, also invested in something around $350,000. Then we looked at the graphs. Then we looked at the graphs and discovered that the price at its highest reached $19. We decided to look at it for a few days, and in some moments the price was below 9, and after the price more or less stabilized at around $11, we invested 20% of our starting capital on the 9th of March. A month later, the current price of a Cake token was equal to $23, which is 109% higher than the price at which we made the purchase.
Well, it's time to move on to the final question of our project: will cryptocurrency replace money? The question is very complicated, and no one can tell for sure whether it is possible or not. But we can sum up all the pros and cons of such transition.
Let's start with the good things. First of all, low fees of transferring money abroad. The second one, absence of inflation. Also, decentralization. Anonymity. We should remember that anonymity can be both a positive and a negative factor, and high level of protection, of course.
But it's not so bright if we look at the cons. Low level of trust among a large number of people. As we mentioned before, anonymity can be a huge problem as well. Nowadays, people buy drugs, weapons, private data of individuals or even companies using bitcoins or other cryptocurrencies. And the main negative aspect that overlaps the lion's share of advantages is a tremendous level of volatility.
According to this fact, we can say that the transition from regular money to cryptocurrency may be impossible in today's world. But at the same time, cryptocurrency is an excellent tool for achieving financial goals and also an excellent field for development in modern technologies.
In conclusion, we want to say that during this project, we studied the main features of cryptocurrencies, its difference between tokens, and outlined the pros and cons of using it. The important thing of our project was applying knowledge in practice by investing in one of the crypto tokens. We also find out that the shift from fiat money to cryptocurrency is a quite complicated process, and we may not see such transition in a few years. But we still think that cryptocurrency and blockchain technology is a near future, and we also should study it thoroughly in order not to be left on the sideline of technological progress. If you have any questions, you are free to ask.
I'm a silly person, so I have written a question. What's the main idea of a pancakes web project? Swap project. Can you explain it again?
Well, it's a decentralized exchange for tokens that are based on the BEP20 system. It means that you don't have to go on Binance, sell your tokens, buy the ones you need, but you can just go to PancakeSwap and just exchange them. And the main function of this is that you can add liquidity to it. Adding liquidity means that you add some tokens to the pool and you gain for it some percentage. It's like you deposit your money on the bank account and you're just gaining some money at the end of the year. Yes.
And another question, do you trade like for nowadays? Do you trade?
No, we don't trade. Investing is much easier than trading. If you want to trade, you need to study lots of information.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other questions, Anna Anatolievna?
Artyom has just, I see that you're here, so he's just deprived me of the question, and so my question was, how much have you earned on cryptocurrency, actually? So, but so you say it's not politically correct, and you have already answered that you are not trading and haven't been trading. Says, for my attitude to cryptocurrency, so one of the characteristics, features, negative characteristics and features of cryptocurrency. So it's not the negative feature of this currency actually, but so there was low level of trust. So that is about me actually. So it's not to your report actually, but to cryptocurrency. Thanks.
Thank you so much. No questions? Yeah.
So, will you invest in future for any new projects?
We invested in
Mina protocol.
Mina coin. It's the coin which is not on any market.
Yes, it's ICO. It means that the project has some opportunities and they need money, so
they create their coins, they sell it, they gain some budget, and make the project itself. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So why not bitcoins?
Because it's very expensive and very low chance to make more money from Bitcoin because it's very expensive.
It's very expensive, yeah.
We need to save. Doesn't matter.
Oh, doesn't matter. so, yeah, I see. Thank you very much for your presentation. You can take your seat. And now we would like to welcome Gusev Andrei with his report about multi-energy hub.
I'm the last one today, and I think also this will be great, wonderful, and I hope that I will be no worse than they. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I will talk about Multi-Energy Hub. For those who don't know me, I'm Andrei Gusev. I'm a student of Baikal Institute of BRICS, and I'm from ecological engineering. I hope my presentation will be at least a bit interesting and useful for you. Well, let's start. Today we're talking about Multi-Energy Hub. The first question what we should appear, what is it? That's why it doesn't work. Sorry. Today plan, I explained the definition and its components. The next one, how it works. The next one, relevance and pros and cons. I think that it's so long. That's why, in simple words, it's a multi-energy hub. It's an energy system with different carriers and type of energy that we can transform into other. When we have main resources in our region, I talk about Siberia. We have gas, electricity. When I talk about electricity, I think that it's about hydroelectric station or nuclear electric station when we talk about heat. The next one is how it works. It's a table how we have an energy resource, it's a kind of energy, then it's transformed to energy storage when we can store a certain type of energy. Then they go to the conversion when we can transform energy to other. The next one is load when we can spend this energy. Then we talk about the next one. Relevance. If we talk about energy system in whole, we live in 21st century. That's why no work without IT technology. That's why when we need control this, we need IT technology. That's why the main relevance lies in the fact that always some resources may be not enough, that this system allows to convert different type of energy, and we use them in our needs with the help of information technology to control this process. The next one is pros and cons. We start with pros. The first pros is we have always energy because we can convert some energy to other. If we don't have electricity, we can convert heating to electricity with this process. It's much expensive because we don't need to spend money to buy some electricity. We can convert heating to electricity. About, where is it? Oh my God. Oh. Concept of multiplier energy. It's difficult to create because you need to know physics or electrical engineering when we study.
Okay, and it's difficult to manage because you need to know IT to control the system. The next one, in conclusion, I would like to say that Multi-Energy Hub is one of the main topic of the future of energy. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Okay, any questions from our audience?
So my first question is, do you think that it is possible to apply this technology in our region in the foreseeable future?
Yes, but when we talk about energy in our region, we are so old because all electric energy technologies in как сказать, the moderate when we moderate this technology in 19s or something like that. We don't have enough money to do this. But when we talk about other countries, in Germany, it's wonderful because we can convert other energy and all people can buy it and sell it. It's wonderful.
Thanks.
Next question.
Thank you.
What is the reason for choosing such a difficult topic?
I'm ecological engineering. It's the first one. And the next one, I like physics, and electricity is one of topics of physics.
Okay, anything else? No more questions. One more? Yeah.
Do you love me?
Could you please tell us, was you making this project by yourself or with help of someone?
Myself, but I needed information. That's why Dr. Suslov helped me with it.
Thank you.
Okay. So, no more questions, yes? So you can take your seat. Thank you so much for your presentation and for your idea. And now, I think we, Svetlana Anatolievna and I, we need some time. I think for about maybe 5 minutes, yeah, to discuss the results of our session. And then we are going to announce the best report in this section, okay? Just 5 times, 5 minutes break.
Chinese students, do you hear me?
Yes, yes.
How are you today?
It's fun. You guys' presentation is very excellent. Yeah, I'm listening all the time.
Are you a Jimmy? Johnny, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm Jimmy. Do you know me?
Oh! Hello, Jimmy.
So, are you our senior or are you the new students, newcomers of our university? Are
Чё он
you?
спрашивает? Я не услышал, что он сказал. I'm the first year student
First year students.
of
Okay.
ecological engineering.
Okay. I'm the second year student.
Oh.
Yeah. But I think you guys are better. Better than us.
Что он? Блин, я не слышу. Can you repeat please? I don't hear.
So I think you guys are better than us. Yeah. You guys are much more better.
Я не понимаю. Ну, типа, я не слышу. Ты можешь сказать, тебе понравился мой там? We have problems.
Actually, are you planning to come to Irkutsk next year or not?
Yes, I'm planning because nowadays we are planning to be vaccinated. So after this, I'm going to return back to Irkutsk. Yeah.
Yeah, we are all looking forward to seeing you.
Is there any Chinese students in our university?
No, I think everyone is in China right now.
Okay. Are you guys already vaccinated or not?
Could you please repeat? The sound is not really good here.
Are you guys already vaccinated or not?
Вообще непонятно.
Back to the what?
Are you guys already get the vaccination or not?
To what destination?
Vaccination, just vaccine.
Ah, no.
Okay, okay.
And you?
I think it will be soon. Yeah. Just maybe I'm expected to be vaccinated in June, I think. And
okay.
our teacher our teacher said we will be back in the September. Yeah, in this year September. Yeah, I think.
So you are now in China, yes?
Yes, no, because our tutors asked us to go to a Chinese student, to go to a Chinese university. So in here we are gathering together to attend the online classes of our university. Okay.
Ah,
Yeah, that's
so
right.
you are gathering together in one place, and from there you attend classes in our university.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
By the way, nice haircut. I like it.
Oh, that's cute. Thank you so much.
From what group are you?
I'm the economics student. Economics. Are you guys all study the engineering?
Could you please repeat?
I mean, are you guys all study the engineering?
Yes, now our team is engineering team.
Almost everyone. There is like one imposter right here, yeah, and almost everyone left here is from engineering group. Yep, and this is like our dancer.
Okay, okay. Cool. Cool. How about our university? Is that our university being renovated or still the same, like the like
Actually, I think that the like Russian version of the same course of electrical engineering is quite a bit harder than the English version, because the English version is the people understand that we don't know English perfectly, and this is why the information is like scaled down a little bit. But I think it's actually really interesting. I like the university.
Yeah, you guys' English are perfect, actually. Yeah.
Thanks.
So we can continue our session. We have to interrupt you. Yeah, that's a pity, but still, I hope we have some good news for you. So, first of all, we want to thank everybody for being here, for all the contributions, for your attention, for your active discussion, for the questions, and so on and so forth. And now we are going to announce the best report in this session. Actually, we couldn't decide which report is the best. Yeah. And after our discussion, we decided to name two reports that can be considered as the best ones. So the first best report is QR Translator. And the second best report is about cryptocurrency. So in fact, you are awarded with the opportunity to publish the article, but we have only one place for the article. So, and we should decide and we should discuss it with the scientific advisors. Yeah, the members of the team should discuss it and decide. I think we can do it a bit later. Yeah, not now. Yeah. Maybe it will be yeah, like a game. So, and I think we'll do it maybe even tomorrow, yeah, with Svetlana Anatolievna. Yeah, I think so. Okay, do you have anything to say? Actually, everything. So one more time, thank you for coming. Thanks to our Chinese students for being here with us today. So I wish you good luck and hope to see you tomorrow. Yeah, bye-bye. Bye.